Hey, episode 3. Welcome everybody to Exotica TV. Tonight we are super excited to give you some hot yoga with the one and only Sara Jay. As you guys are getting to know, Exotica TV is a digital home to the Exotica Expo, the largest adult entertainment event in the country. On here, we feature all of our amazing pieces that make the Exotica Expo one of the greatest events in the United States. And one of those amazing pieces, to my right, Miss Sara Jay. Welcome, Sara. How are you?
Hi, you.
So excited to have you.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to be able to be on tonight.
It's we always were excited to have you involved because I know that you are one of our longest supporters of the Exotica Expo, all the way back to those Miami Beach days. It's
Yeah.
awesome to have had you kind of along this 13, 14-year journey, and we're looking forward to many, many more.
Absolutely. I love the Exotica shows. It's like one of the funnest times of the year. I try to bring like my whole crew. It's a great time to meet fans. I really love your guys' show.
Oh, that's awesome. So tonight we are going to step outside of the world of Exotica, and we're going to step right into Sara's living room and do some hot yoga for all of us shut-ins all over the world and all over the United States. And so, without further ado, and I also want to mention that there's a voice from God out there. Can I hear you? Dan Davis?
Jay, stop touching yourself.
Oh, there he is. Okay, so if you hear any creepy voices in the background, just rest assured it's Dan Davis, and I have nothing to do with it. So, without further ado, Sara, take it away.
Hi. Bye.
Hi, guys. Okay, so a couple things about my yoga. I've been doing yoga for about 4 years. In no way am I an instructor. So some of the things you see me do tonight are not going to be perfect, but I do my best because yoga is a practice. And one of the things that I did want to let everybody know is I'm super flexible. If you've seen any of my movies, you probably already know this. So you might see me move in ways that you just can't do. And that's okay. You just do the best you can. You move at your own pace and you aim towards a goal. So don't feel like because you can't do something the way that I'm doing it, you're doing it wrong. Another thing, I wear yoga gloves. I got really bad arthritis, and so yoga gloves kind of help me hold onto the mat a little bit tighter. But you don't have to have yoga gloves, and you don't have to have a yoga mat. You can just lay your towel out on the floor, or just do it on the floor too. It's fine.
Just do it on the floor.
Do it on the floor. One other thing is if you find this is too much or too tiring, don't quit. Just take a little break and go into child's pose. Let me show you what child's pose is in case you don't know what it is. It's a great place to rest until you feel ready to jump in again. So child's pose, you just simply spread your legs out. You get down on your knees like this, and you spread your legs out about a little more than hip width. And then you lean forward, put your head on the ground, and put your hands like this. And that's a great resting position. So if I'm doing too much for you, just hang out for a second and then jump back in, okay? So we're going to get started. This should be about 30 minutes-ish. So let's go. All right, so we're going to start at the top of the mat. You're going to bend over and just let your body hang. You have a little bit of a bend in your knee. Don't keep it totally straight. And reach and try to grab both elbows and just hang over. You just relax here. Kind of shake your head yes, shake your head no. Take in some deep breaths. All right, when you're ready, we're going to get started by curling up slowly, one little vertebrae at a time. Raise your arms up above your head and do just a tiny little back bend. And then you're going to come back down. Put your hands on the ground or as close as you can get them. Try to keep a flat back and look up. Look halfway up. Then we're going to step back. Put your hands down on the ground on the mat. You're going to step back into a plank. Now plank, everybody wants to like mess up a plank because you want to like put your butt up and stuff. Tuck your butt under and hold it for a moment. And then we're going to drop down to your belly. And you're going to push up off the ground for cobra. Then you curl your toes under. Push up. Push your hips up to the sky for downward dog. Now here in downward dog, you want to pull your shoulders away from your ears. And you're going to start pedaling your legs. You're going to bend one knee, bend the other knee, bend one knee, and you're just going to hang out for a minute. Also, put your head in circles, relax your neck. Just relax here. All right, and then we're going to step, jump, or hop all the way to the front of your mat. So you can walk like this, and then come back up. Then we're going to do it again. So you go back down to ragdoll. You try to create space here by sucking in your stomach a little bit and leaning over as much as possible. Just letting yourself hang. Then we're going to curl up one little slow vertebrae at a time. Just really being like slow and deliberate with all your moves. Raise your arms up. Reach back just a little bit past your head. Then we're going to come down. Look up halfway. Plant your hands on the ground. Step back for plank. Go down to your belly for cobra. Tuck your toes under. Push away from the ground. Raise your hips up to the sky for downward dog. This is a really great position to like actively rest. So you like have your arms engaged, you're stretching out your hamstrings, but you're relaxing your face, you're relaxing your neck. And then you're going to step, jump, or hop to the front of your mat. And hang here for ragdoll. We're going to roll up slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Reach up to the sky. A little back bend. Come back down. Look halfway up with a flat back. Then we're going to plant our hands down the ground, step back for plank. Come all the way down for cobra. Curl your toes under, push up with your hips, and go to down dog. Now we're here in down dog, and we've got everything moving. You should be woken up by now. Your little muscles are waking up. You're going to lift your right leg. And it's not about how high you lift it, it's about control. So you want to try to keep your hips kind of like straight and parallel to the ground. You don't want to like do this. You just keep it straight like this, right? And take this right leg. We're going to move it in between your hands. You're going to come up slowly for warrior one. Now that we're in warrior one, you got to stay here for a second and get everything in check, right? So you make sure that your knee is not above your toes. It's right on top of your ankle. Kind of rest down into your hips, so that way you get like a really good stretch on your left hip flexor. Your heel on your left foot should be up off the mat, and your toes flexed. Then you're going to put your arms down, turn your left foot so the pinky toe digs into the mat, and then tuck your tailbone for warrior two. Like I always forget, and like I'm always sticking my butt out. You gotta tuck it in, and then you can engage your abs. You should feel it here in the front of your legs. You should feel it in your booty cheeks, and then you should also feel it in your core.
So Sarah, is this one of the only times that you would say that you tuck your booty in instead of out?
There's so many times in yoga where you gotta tuck your booty in, and I'm like, so my yoga instructor is always coming around like adjusting me to tuck my booty in. So like once you're here, you're gonna lean back and reach up to the sky, and what we call this is reverse your warrior. Then we come back down, put one hand on the ground, put the other hand on the ground, and then we come back to downward dog. Well, now that we're in downward dog, we're gonna do the other side. So we're gonna lift the left leg, and then you're gonna put the left leg in between your hands. You're gonna come up really slow and controlled for warrior one. Make sure your knee is not over your toes, it's over your ankle. Sink into it so you get that good stretch right here. Lift your heel up off the back, have your toes arched. Now we're gonna open up to this side. Hello. And this is warrior two. On warrior two, your toes, your pinky toes should be kind of like digging into the mat on your right foot here. And you're going to be looking at your left hand. Reach down, lift up and over to reverse your warrior. And then we're going to come back down and land it on the ground. Go back up to downward dog.
Well, this is a new record. It took us 12 whole minutes until we got our first stepmom comment.
That's funny. Right. So now we're going to do this little sequence again, but change it up just a little bit. You're going to lift your right leg, put it in between your feet, or in between your hands for warrior one. Woo. All right, now.
Yeah, I would call this pose superstar.
Hey,
Superstar.
It feels really good, especially when you do it right. It feels amazing. You feel like so strong in this, that's why it's called warrior one, because you feel like a warrior.
Yeah.
You drop your left knee very slowly and gently to the ground. Be nice on your knees. They're expensive, right? And you push your hips forward for a little stretch in the front of your quad. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take this leg and we're going to straighten it, right? Takes a little bit of coordination to do all this. Bring your foot up off the ground, off the mat, and then lean forward for a runner stretch. Oh, you should feel it like all up here. Ooh la la. I love that one. Oof. All right, so now what we're going to do is come back, put your hands by your feet, bend your knee, bring this knee up off the ground, and we're going to take your right hand, put it on the inside of your right foot. It's like twister. And then when you do this, your back foot, your left foot is just going to turn automatically. And you're going to take your hand and put it up to the sky. Make sure you look at your hand. You're going to open up your heart as much as possible. It's all about like opening your chest and opening your heart. Tucking your tailbone in, which I always forget to do. All right. Ooh, that was nice. Yes, we're going to straighten out that leg for a little close. Ooh. And we're going to come up, bend that knee again for warrior two. Okay. Now we're going to turn both feet and face left, this way. We're going to warrior two, so our arms are out. We're going to bend at the waist really slowly, really controlled. And, like I said, I'm super flexible, so If you can't do this, don't be surprised. But just go as far as you can, you know? And I like to get like a little extra stretch in. So like I'll pull myself a little bit through my legs.
I had to pop back on screen for this one.
Yes,
Oh.
I'm gonna come up, and then we're gonna do some side lunges. So you have your legs straight, and then you just bend your right knee and stick your butt out. Finally, I can stick my butt out.
Finally.
Bend the other knee and stick my butt out. We're gonna do it a couple more times. Bend my other knee and stick my butt out. Bend my other knee and stick my butt out.
For some reason, there's a lot of heart showing right now.
I like the themes on this stick.
Then we're gonna go back to warrior two. Bring your hands down for down dog. I've never done this with studio lights on. It makes it a lot hotter. Ready? Whee! All right, so now we're going to do the other leg, right? We did that one, we're going to do the other thing. Now we lift the left leg, bring it up in between your feet for warrior one.
Superstar.
Hi, hi. Gently drop your knee for a lunge and straighten out your left leg. Come down and try to touch it for the runner stretch. Ooh la la. Like, this is so intense on the hamstring. It feels so good. So good. So now we're going to come back up. You're going to take your left hand, put it on the inside of your left foot. Lift up off your knee. And you're going to straighten both legs for triangle pose. Again, tucking your butt. When you tuck your butt, you engage your core, which, I mean, you're trying to get the most out of every move, you know, so you get a nice stretch here too, it feels good. And you open up from here. You gotta like always look at the ceiling, always look at your hand, because that helps you all open up through here. Ooh. Yoga does stuff on the inside and the outside, which is pretty exciting. So now we're gonna come back up into warrior two. Tuck my tailbone in. I'm gonna move both feet this way. Now we get to see it from the front. So bend over, and you're gonna always think about like creating space. So you're trying to like create space in your stomach, pulling your belly button back to your spine, and then like leaning forward as far as you can. You hear everything cracking over here. And then I like to get a little extra stretch in and really, oh yeah. All right, so now I'm gonna come back up. We're gonna start with the side lunges. Bend your knees, stick your butt out. Come back to center, bend your knees, stick your butt out. Oh yeah, come back to center, bend your knees, stick your butt out. Come back to center, bend your knees, stick your butt out. Hey. We're gonna go back to warrior two. Ooh, yeah. That's right. And then come to down dog. That's where we're all gonna meet. So no matter where you are, let's hang out here for a second. Really push your shoulders away from your ears. Put your hips in the sky. Just hang out, make your neck loose. And you can even go down to a child's pose. So just drop your knees, uncurl your feet, put your head on the ground, and your palms up. Feels good already. Feel warm. I'm starting to sweat. All right. So now we're going to come to a seated position. On your butt. Like, you know, I got a big butt in case you guys don't know that.
Had never heard that.
So like I'm always like in yoga, I'm always like when I sit down, I always gotta like pull my butt meat out from underneath me so I can really sit good. So if you got a big butt, pull your butt meat out.
Hashtag butt beat.
butt knees. And now boat pose, right? So like boat pose, it's like dreaded, but it's good for you, right? Trust me. So most people can do boat pose like this, right? Where you're sitting on your butt bones and you got your legs out like this and you put your hands straight. We're just gonna hold it here for a minute. If you're really cool and you've got like all this extra core power and you'll straighten your legs, but I'm not that cool. So like I just stay like this for a moment. Boat pose. Hey, we're doing the boat pose. And you should tremble, like this is all working your abs and stuff, and you feel it kind of everywhere. I'm tired though. So we're gonna go back on your back. And yeah. Woo. Put your legs up. Put your legs up in an L position. Should be like straight like this. Flex your feet. Put your hands down by your side. And we're gonna lower our legs, but the whole point is to like keep your belly button pulled in towards your spine and your lower back flat on the ground. Right? So like we're gonna drop our legs, but only to the point right before your lower back comes up. Because once your lower back comes up, then your back is helping, and we're trying to like get the abs to do it. So look at this. We go slow and controlled. Once you get to that spot, like I can feel my lower back start to come up, then I'm going to pull my knees in. Put my legs up and do it over again. And you try to do this with your breath. So don't hold your breath. Like, don't hold your breath. We need to be doing the whole thing with our breath. All the movements need to have with your breath. So like.
So when you're not talking to all of us, Sarah, what are you usually listening to when you're doing this?
Nothing.
Really? Or you're just a silent yogaist?
Yeah, like, you know, you usually listen to the yogi, you know, like the yogi kind of, because it changes every time. So, like, the yogi kind of calls out, like, what they want you to do. Kind of like I'm doing, right? So, like, you kind of just got to listen to them.
I imagine it's a whole different workout when you're talking your way through it.
This is good for your lower abs, especially. You should feel it like right here.
You lost me at the bending the toes thing.
I'm sorry, but I can't help but picturing hot yoga with Dan Davis.
That would be more like lukewarm, tepid yoga.
All right. So after doing that, your abs should be a little bit on fire, slightly. And you're going to squeeze your knees to your chest, right? Give yourself a hug, kind of rock back and forth, side to side, maybe make little circles. And what you're doing is giving yourself a little break, but also you're massaging your spine. Feels nice. And we're just going to rock all the way until we come up. Woo! To a seated position, and then we're going to get on our hands and knees. This is what we call.
Famous last words.
So again, I'm always wanting to stick my butt up, but I got to tuck my butt in, and make sure your wrists are underneath your shoulders. Boom. Your knees are underneath your hips. Boom. And we hold it like this. And then we're going to start doing cat and cow, which is like an amazing stretch for your spine. Like if you ever have like lower back pain or anything, just pull out this little ditty I'm about to show you. You just drop your spine, stick your butt out, look up, and hold it. And now we're going to put chin to chest, tuck your butt in, and round out your back. Really push the ground away from you. And then we're going to do it again. And this is the cat. And this is the cow. We'll do it again. I love doing this one. Even if I don't do like a whole yoga session, I do this like probably every day. Oh, yeah. All right, so now we're going to keep our hands planted firmly on the ground. Curl your toes right here. You're going to push up for downward dog. Oh, feels so nice. Mm-hmm. So, okay. So now we're going to go from downward dog into a plank. Tucking your tailbone under. And now this is super hard. I don't even know if I'm going to make it through there. So I'm going to do the best I can.
We have faith in you.
What did you say?
I said we have faith.
Okay, cool. That makes me feel like I can do it then. Let's do it. I'm going to make an effort. So
I believe you said in the very beginning, if you feel like you got to stop, don't stop.
Right? So we're going to go knee to chest 3 times, right? On each side. So we're going to go knee to chest, back out, 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 knee to chest, back out. Whew. Okay, now we're going to go knee to elbow. But we're going to go the opposite elbow. So we're going to go the right knee to the left elbow. And you're not going to actually make it, but just aim for it, right? So we go knee to elbow. And we're going to do the other one, knee to elbow. Knee to elbow. Knee to elbow. Knee to elbow. And okay, now we go downward dog. And child's pose. Yay! I am sweating. This is great.
You're killing it.
Yay! I'm killing it. So we just rest here for a moment, child's pose. And then we're going to go to our back. We're coming on the end here. This is like our last round of shenanigans. So, oh yeah, these are fun. I wrote everything out in case so I don't forget, right? So, come on our back.
Jay thought that was a real dog there, by the way.
I live a really busy life, so that's the only dog I have.
How long ago did your dog pass away and you bronzed it?
My dog passed away. No, seriously though, my dog passed away like 2 months ago.
Oh, don't do this to me. You can't. I can't make.
He is such a dick.
I can't make a crack about a dead dog and then have you tell me that a dog passed away 2 months ago. Now, that was bad form.
That's fine.
He's full of it. That.
When I don't have to take for a walk or feed or water, it's very easy.
Understood.
He always threatens my girlfriend that he's going to feed her dog to his kids and his wife. So.
I love dogs. I really do.
I do too. I love dogs. Like I would love to have a dog right now. And since we're like so long with this stupid quarantine, I was really thinking about doing it. I was like, should I do it now? I don't know.
Then you got to be out. Like, then you got to bring the dog out. You got to I mean, what happens when they tell you got to stay inside,
Exactly. So now that we're on our back, we're going to start just like kind of stretching our legs and our hips, and we're going to like just move them back and forth, little windshield wipers on our legs, right? You get a nice stretch through here. We're going to do this a couple times.
So you do this every day?
I do yoga probably 5 times a week, maybe 4 or 5 times a week. Oh yeah, okay, cool. So these are my favorite parts, right? So we just on our back here. I like being on my back, it's great. Then we're gonna raise our legs up in the air, bring our knees to the outside of our body, take our peace fingers, grab your big toes, and pull. This is called happy baby pose. When we're in happy baby pose, we're going to rock from side to side, make little circles. You're massaging your spine. You're also stretching out like all the inner back, thigh, hamstring area, all that stuff. And, oh yeah, that feels so good. And also like your hips over here, I always feel like a nice stretch in my hips. When we're done with that, put your feet back on the ground. Your hands by your side, and we're going to lift up with your hips. You're going to lift up as high as you can, and you're going to squeeze your butt cheeks together. All right, so here we go. We're going to hold it, and then we're going to bring it back down. And bring it back down like slow and controlled, don't like flop, right? So like try again, Push up. And then bring it back down. Push up. And bring it back down. Push up.
Yay.
And bring it back down. All right. So one of the last things that we're going to do is shoulder stand. Now, like, I know not everybody's going to be able to do shoulder stand, so if you can't do shoulder stand, make an effort, see how it goes. Can't do shoulder stand, then go back to bridge and do some more bridge, or just relax until we're done. All right. So what we're going to do is you're going to put your hands down, and we got shoulder stand is like a shoulder stand and not a neck stand. So we're not going to put any pressure on our neck, and you're going to put all the pressure on your shoulders. So we're going to raise up, and put your hands like firmly on your spine, and try to squeeze your elbows together as much as possible. And now once you're here, you're going to try to think about like the tallest person you could possibly be, right? So you point your toes, think about your toes shooting through the fucking ceiling. Whee! And we're going to hold it. And then we're going to start bringing one leg down at a time. And just think about being really, really tall with that other leg. Really, really, really tall. This is where I like die and choke on my tits.
Famous last words.
Right? And then bring the other leg back up. And you do the same thing with the other leg.
You got some impressed people out here, Sarah, just so you know.
And then we're going to bring both legs down. Slowly. Everything needs to be like super slow and controlled, right? Let's go then. I'll put my hands back down. I'm going to really, really, really slowly roll one little vertebrae at a time onto my back. All right. So lay here for a minute, just like relax. We put a lot of work in. We did a lot of things with our body. We were like nice and kind to ourselves. Catch your breath. All right, and that was it.
Yeah.
That was it.
All
Yay.
right. That was amazing.
Hey, thank
Yay.
Oh man, that was I just want you to know that like I was doing that whole thing the whole time with you, and it was let me just tell you, I feel rejuvenated. That was I haven't worked my body like that in quite some time.
It's so important to stay active when we're stuck inside, like do whatever you can to stay active because like if not, we're just gonna get fat, and nobody wants to just fucking couch potatoes and get fat. And it's good. Not only that, but it really helps with your immune system. Which if you do come in contact with this or any other bad germs, you want to be able to fight it off. So you want to be strong on the inside, strong on the outside, and it's also good for your mental. A lot of times we end up staying in the house and getting like depressed and bummed out and having like really unhealthy habits. And like you want to just do something for yourself every day. Like even if it's only like 20, 30 minutes of yoga, you can find a bunch of little yoga things on YouTube. Just Google something and, just stay active.
That's awesome. And it's a great message, obviously, as we're all kind of like stuck bouncing off the walls of our houses. It's been crazy. How long ago did you get into yoga? Was it
4 years ago?
Okay.
Like I started having a lot of like I've always been really flexible, and then I started to notice that it was like harder and harder for me to be flexible. Like I can do the splits, but I noticed it was more difficult, and I started having like injuries and stuff. Like I had a shoulder injury, and like I just decided that like yoga was really a good idea for me to like help increase mobility. Plus, my mom's 66, and she's always been like really strong, and I started to notice her lose her mobility, and I'm like, I don't want to be like that. Like I want to be strong, like as long as I can be strong. So And not only that, I needed to quiet all the noise in my head sometimes, you know? So when you put extra effort into like a physical activity, especially one that is like calm and like a little bit relaxing, and, you know, you can really focus up mentally on yourself and not so much of all this stuff outside.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
It's
Dan,
good for you, for yourself, you know, self-care.
That's what it's all about these days.
I was gonna blow Jay up. So while you were doing that, I could see him in the little window. The closest thing he came to yoga is I think he picked his nose once and cracked his knuckles. I think maybe after he picked his nose. But that being said, if anybody out there have any questions, shoot them on over. We'll ask Sarah for you because she really can't see your questions right now, but I'm sure she'll be more than happy to answer them.
Absolutely.
Oh man. So what's your plans these days? I mean, have they all kind of been thrown right out the window? And, you know, I can only imagine that has changed a bit.
The exact was postponed. But besides traveling for like the Exotica show and a couple other trips that I was making, I work from home. So my schedule hasn't really changed that much, to be honest with you. The biggest difference is that I've had to be more active in my house. Like my gym closed like a week and a half ago. So I've had to be like really creative, like physically. Like I live on the 16th floor, so I've been taking the stairs. Like I've been keeping track of my steps, like just nailing it, just making sure I hit like at least 10,000 every day and doing little workouts in the house. But other than that, you know, I have office work to do every day. That's what I do. And I cook a lot. So I cook, I do office work, and I work out. That's what I do.
Oh, wait, now, which leads me to the next question, which is you had told me that you are doing meatless March.
I am, yes. This is
never in a million years would I have ever thought that I could hear Sara Jay is going meatless in March. I think you hear the air come out of the room.
No, like besides like the obvious like, you know, puns that we could make all day on that, I know my story is like a little bit different. I never ate fruits or vegetables until August of 2018.
Wow.
I never ate any fruits or vegetables until August of 2018, and I got hypnotized. And I really wanted to like balance out my diet and have like more options available to me. So I got hypnotized. So for me to be able to do meatless March is like crazy. Like I've never ever ate so many vegetables and salads in my life.
So let's get back to this. Hold on, I got to
go for it.
Wait, you never had a salad in your life before August 2018.
August 2018.
What was the first vegetable or fruit that you ate?
Well, you know, potatoes don't count. Like, 'cause I ate potatoes and corn probably like before that, but that's kind of it. So I had a Caesar salad. Like, I walked out of the hypnotist office and I went to an Italian restaurant with my business partner, and I had a Caesar salad.
So, okay, wait, never a banana in your life or an apple?
Apples are so good. Why did I miss these all my life? Oh my God, apples are delicious.
I want to go back to the hypnotist part. Like, so you went in, I mean, I automatically assume whenever anybody says hypnotist, I imagine like, you know, the guy you see at the carnival or something that lines like 25 people up on the stage, makes you give his wallet back to him like 14 times and, you know, threatens to make you take your pants off. So tell me, how's this hypnotist work?
You know, the hypnotist is like, I'm so shitty at like Hollywood for like just really changing our view of hypnotists. That's not what it's like at all. It's kind of like a cross between a therapist and like a really strong intervention, right? So like he gets you into a relaxed state where you're like really focused on what he has to say, right. You know? And then obviously he knows what your problem is and stuff. And then you focus up on his words, and he tells you like all the reasons why you should be eating fruits and vegetables and all the good things that they do for you, and why you want to like release these images that you had when you were a kid and all these feelings that you had associated with fruits and vegetables and eating produce. And so like when you leave there, like it's going under is really like kind of like a meditation, you know, like I was fully conscious, but I was really zoned in on like him and what he was saying. And so when you leave there, you feel like, you know, somebody really important in your life just had a really important conversation with you, and you really need to listen up, you know? So like,
That's such a better way of describing it than I've ever heard anybody say. Because like you said, I had my own, I guess, preconceived notions of it.
Guys, I mean, it's all Hollywood, you know? But like, literally, I left there and I was like, he's right, man. Fuck, I need to eat better. Like, and I did a lot of it.
And I need to become a Scientologist.
A lot of it's tied to my childhood and stuff too. So he was just like, you know, you're a grown woman. Like, you need to get rid of all those thoughts that you had from when you were a kid. And then he did some like little mental exercises that would like help me like think of fruits and vegetables in a positive way. And yeah, it just stuck like glue. Now I gained 20 pounds because like I love to eat everything now. Like I eat like all the stuff. Like I eat the salad, I eat the vegetables, I eat the meat, I eat the potatoes, I eat the whole thing.
You're catching up all this time.
I life now.
So what vegetable have you eaten that you were just there? Oh, why? I could go without ever eating this again.
I don't like cucumbers.
Like, at all?
No, I keep on trying them in different ways. I do not like cucumbers.
Cucumber sandwiches, man. Cucumber sandwiches. Just 2 pieces of bread, sliced of cucumbers, some mayonnaise. That's a lunch right there. Oh, come on.
No, you know, you put a little salt in the cucumber, or do like a cucumber roll at a sushi place.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like cucumber is super overpowering, and like you put cucumber with anything, it just tastes like cucumber.
Do you eat asparagus?
What did you say?
Asparagus?
I love asparagus. Like, I eat asparagus probably 3 or 4 times a week.
You know, Vivid Radio wouldn't let me ask this question, but does it make your pee smell?
Oh my God, it's so terrible. It's the worst. Like, I hate that smell. Like, ugh.
Do you know there's only a certain amount of population that it makes a pee smell? Like but I've yet to meet anybody who's peed and said their pee didn't smell from it.
No.
You can eat asparagus and your pee don't stink.
Guess what, Dan?
What I heard. I heard it's not that your pee doesn't stink. I heard you can't smell your pee.
I smell my pee.
Is that kind of like squirting? Is it kind of like squirting?
No! Oh my God! But I'll tell you this: if I'm like gonna do a scene or like have some like really good sex or something, I don't eat asparagus the day before. Like, I make sure there's no asparagus that week.
No asparagus cleanses.
Yeah. I don't even want to take a chance. Like, it's such a terrible smell.
So I think the next show with Sarah should be Veggie Talk with Sara Jay.
No, you know what you do? It's too bad that this whole like can't go to the grocery store social distancing thing, because you could like line up all the weirdest vegetables and just have her try like every single one down the line.
Okay, so like, you know, 2018, and it's been about a year and a half. I have tried everything that I've seen. Like, if we go out to dinner and you order something, I'm eating off your plate. So I want to know what it tastes like. So I've tried just about everything, and
we're gonna bring you to the Asian supermarket, and we're gonna try and find some crazy. They got some crazy things there.
Isn't that this whole thing supposedly started?
Oh yeah, you should try. Yeah, I'm not even gonna say it. Oh man, so Sarah, one of the things I wanted to ask you about was, you know, because we've been working together for, you know, a while now, and we've seen you at so many shows throughout the years. What was your first official Exotica? Do you remember?
First one, whatever your first one was. I was at all of that. I skipped one Miami, and I think it was a Fort Lauderdale. I feel like, I skipped the Fort Lauderdale one, and I skipped Denver, the last Denver.
Oh, but man, how could you miss Denver? I thought you would have smoked your way right through that state.
No, you know, I got weed at home, like, first of all.
Yeah.
And no, like, the first Denver I went to, and I just wasn't that profitable for me, and everybody got sick. Like, my whole team got sick because it's so dry and stuff, and it wasn't like good timing, and I was like, you know what? Let's just skip it. So I skipped the last Denver, and there was a Fort Lauderdale that I skipped, but I've been to every single show other than that.
So what's your take now, having been able to look from like 2006 Exotica Miami Beach first year out to, you know, what you see now when you walk into these things?
You know, and I'm not just saying that because we're on Exotica TV right now, but I go to all the Exoticas because for me, they're like the best shows. You guys always change the cities around so I can reach out to different fans, and it's profitable, obviously, but I feel that they're like the most organized. I feel like they're the most fun. I feel like there's like a bit of intimacy because they're not like ridiculously huge. I feel like that the fans enjoy them a little bit more than some of the other bigger shows. Because, you know, I go to shows like not just the ones in the U.S., I go to the ones overseas too. And so I feel like the Exotica is kind of like a well-rounded, really good show. You got seminars, you got like, you know, all kinds of different things going on. So a fan can like really have like a good experience and not feel like overwhelmed or like get lost in the crowd kind of thing.
That's awesome. So
Yeah.
now that you're kind of shut in, I know the one beauty of all of this is that you have obviously a huge social media following, and you have your website, you have all of that good stuff. So where can everybody, once they do their 30 minutes of yoga, where can they find you online?
You know, obviously I've got my own personal site, so check out sarajay.com. I've also got Twitter, Sara Jay XXX. And Instagram is _real_Sara_J. You always got to look for the accounts with the blue check. There's so many fakes of me out there, but I got little blue check marks next to all my accounts. So if you don't see a blue check mark, it's not me.
Including Instagram. You still live on Instagram. It's there's fewer and further of you between because we didn't live there very long.
I know, it's really hard. You know, it's like I feel like I'm fighting to stay on Instagram all the time.
That check mark though makes a lot of difference.
You know, and I think the only reason, because I'm gonna plug you in. Hold on, just 1 second. I think the only reason why I ended up with a blue check mark, because I didn't pay for mine. You know, a lot of people pay for theirs.
Right.
Is because Sara Jay is my real name.
Well, that makes it easy.
Yeah. So, you know, like they had me send in my ID, and then I was approved with my blue check within like a month.
That is awesome. Well,
yeah.
Lucky you. We always know when you get involved with an event, as soon as we post that you're going to be there, you have fans that come out of the woodwork. It's always fun to see. Like you open up Twitter after I haven't been on for 20 minutes, and it's like you have 37 new notifications. I'm like, oh yeah, there you go. Sarah must have put something out. So we always super appreciate the support. You know, it's with folks like you that, you know, kind of make this whole world go around. So we really appreciate that, and obviously also taking your time out to let us into your beautiful living room and rolling around on the floor for us for a few minutes. Hopefully our viewers can, you know, take some of it away and stay healthy, like you said, both on the inside and outside during the whole shutdown.
Absolutely. So. You know, if I can do anything, I just want to make the world a better place.
Man, and what a better note to leave it on. That's awesome. I couldn't agree more. So, you know, we just want to take a second to thank everybody that tuned in tonight. You know, this is it for Exotica episode, 3, Dan?
3.
We made it through 3 nights in the books. And so, you know, we look forward to many more things. Tomorrow night we have confessionals with Rubber Doll, who's going to be taking kinky confessions from all of the confessions that we get from social media. So make sure you tweet us at Exxxotica to let us know or give us any of your confessionals. We'll read them on air with Rubber Doll. And then on Friday, we have some happy hour drinks coming with the one and only, what's her title, Dan?
Are you down with the clown? BJ McNaughty.
BJ McNaughty.
I believe she's the world's or the country's definitely only clown stripper. But she'll be making balloon animals, smoking some weed because she lives in Portland. And the episode will be at 7 o'clock on Friday.
That's Eastern time, yeah?
Yeah, Eastern
time.
I learned today that it's not Eastern Standard Time. It's now Eastern Daylight Time. Everybody know that?
Somebody corrected today.
Yeah. There's always one guy on Twitter that's just way smarter than anybody else. So I'll give, I don't remember what his username was, but I'll give him credit. And I looked it up, and from now on I'm just going to use
I know who it was.
ET. That's the answer is ET.
Oh, you know who it
then
was?
It's Eastern time. Whoa.
It's Eastern time, y'all. You know what?
It was at douchebag genius.
All right. Well, with that, we're going to close this thing. Sarah, thank you again. We really appreciate
Good
it.
night,
And
Sarah.
of course, we hope to have you on Exotica TV many, many more times, especially to eat some cucumbers.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. Have a great night.